Hey boxing fans, welcome to Boxing for Real. I'm your host, Don Omega, Iron Truth. Today we're talking the tragic death of Diego Corrales. No, we're not glad he's dead or anything like that.
We didn't like him, as you know.
Didn't have too much of a personal problem with him, really. Well, some, but now clearly isn't the right time to talk about anything negative about Diego Corrales, as he's just died in this tragic accident. It isn't good for boxing. It isn't. There's no good in it. Died in a motorcycle accident. Very bad. We do want to reflect on the good that we do have to say about Corrales. He did do some good. He was the first person to make Asalito Freitas quit.
First person to technically
to get a
even though Casamiro
official win against him.
Did beat him also.
And came from behind to beat him.
Yeah.
He was losing and showed that warrior spirit that he did show in the ring whenever he fought.
Whenever he fought, yeah. He never quit.
He always got up and
always.
never quit. And
gotta respect him for that. The problem was getting him into these fights.
But again, we don't want to talk about the negative side of anything that we view on Corrales. Again, it's not appropriate at this time to talk about that because of his recent death. And out of respect to Corrales and his family or whoever, and to the boxing fans out there, we're not going to do that. So, Corrales, you'll be missed. You put on quite a fight in the Corrales-Castillo one.
Yeah.
And
very exciting fight.
You kept getting up against Floyd Mayweather Jr. even though you were knocked down so many times. Yeah. So it takes a lot to keep getting up.
And did want the Casamiro first fight to keep going after it was stopped, which was ridiculously stopped.
Yeah, it should have been allowed to go on, even though the outcome would have been the same just later, but at least we think it would have been.
Possibly could have gone decision, but Casamiro would have won anyway.
But Corrales, the point is, didn't want to give up in that fight, never wanted to give up in any fight, never did give up in any fight.
Unlike Freitas.
Great warrior spirit, again.
In the fights, yeah, definitely.
So long, Corrales. Hope you are in a better place now. De La Hoya vs. Mayweather, the pay-per-view, did the most buys ever. No big shock there.
No, but
2.15 million U.S. buys.
Yes.
Best pay-per-view numbers in the history of boxing. De La Hoya is now the biggest paid boxer.
Biggest pay-per-view seller ever. Past Tyson, Holyfield, who were the top two.
Yep.
And De La Hoya Mayweather exceeded the previous record of 1.9 something million by Tyson Holyfield too.
Now I would argue what that really means, because back when boxing was much more popular, when Ali was around, there wasn't pay-per-view, there wasn't even cable.
Yeah, and Leonard, of course, and Leonard Hearns, Leonard Hagler, super fights.
Pay-per-view wasn't that big then, whenever they were around.
Yeah, so who knows, probably would have done more, actually.
And probably would have, and also inflation. You have to adjust for inflation, how much stuff costs now versus how much it costed then.
Yeah.
If you adjust for inflation, I really wonder. Yeah. So, but
great for both of those fighters. Got a lot of money, and they deserve it, of course.
Absolutely.
So,
but by the numbers, number one, right there. So,
absolutely.
And it was a good pay-per-view. Yeah. I was pleased with it.
Yeah, all three fights went our way.
I don't like spending money on pay-per-views.
No, never.
But this is one I
don't like spending money on anything.
So. But this is one I wasn't as disappointed as I have been in other pay-per-views.
Yeah, some are worse than others to pay for. Obviously.
And one that is much worse is Evander Holyfield versus Luis Alvarez, June 30th on pay-per-view.
Tyson's birthday. Just terrible. Terrible.
El Paso, Texas, if you care. It's
terrible that would be on pay-per-view. I'm going to blame the networks mainly for this, HBO and Showtime. It's their duty to put on fights.
I won't even blame them because they haven't been showing Holyfield anyhow.
Well, and I blame them for that too.
I put not just them on the
not just them,
but also like Fox Sports, where he's been shown here recently
Yeah, on Best Damn
on these
Sports Show.
kind of channels.
Yeah.
He,
Well, yeah, you have to
Holyfield.
blame. Yeah, well, yeah, you have to blame everybody for somebody not picking this up, of course. But as HBO and Showtime are the premier boxing networks, you have to look to them first, basically, to be responsible to carry
Yep.
the fights.
Oh, I agree.
So-
I agree. Although the only thing I can say in defense of that is they'll claim that they're trying to keep high quality fights where this obviously wouldn't be, but it shouldn't be on pay-per-view.
No, should never.
This
should not be
this
on
certainly,
pay-per-view,
if it's not a high quality one,
Yeah.
it certainly shouldn't be on pay-per-view.
No.
That's even more ridiculous. Anyhow, so won't be seeing that probably. If someone gets a
will.
link of that.
I'll see it, but whatever.
Anyhow, that'll be a quick. That should be some quick work for Holyfield, hopefully,
Should be.
against Lou Savarese.
Yeah.
Former Tyson opponent, you probably remember.
30 seconds.
Anyhow, let's see. Also, Bob Arum said that Pacquiao's top opponent list, no surprises in here really, includes John Guzman, Marco Antonio Barrera, if he's not with Golden Boy. So Arum fully admitting that he's not going to work with Golden Boy.
Actually, there's a rumor, I don't know how.
Umberto
Go ahead.
Soto
Okay.
and Edwin Valero.
Yeah.
Those are and said Marquez probably not likely just because Marquez is demanding lots of money
Again.
and he has no fan base.
Yep.
And I have to agree, he's wanting. He doesn't have a big fan base. Well, I mean, people like him, but they're not willing to spend the pay-per-view money on him.
Yeah, not like for Barrera or Morales or anything like that.
Or
But they would
probably
be-
even the live gate money.
No. Actually, there's a rumor going around that De La Hoya and Arum are going to have a sit-down meeting, actually, at some point to try to work some things out. Read this on a not-so-reliable site, though, so...
Who knows?
Yeah. Hopefully that's true. They need to. It would be great. We need to see a lot of fights between their
Yeah,
promoted
Arum's got to
fighters.
get his crap.
Yeah, he needs
dealt
to
with.
stop being jealous of De La Hoya and that he's doing
It's
a much
over.
better job than him.
It's over. Get over it.
Yeah, you're still
Move
making
on.
money. So.
Okay. Also, some bad news to report. Joan Guzman versus Mike Katsidas off for May 26th.
Yes. Guzman injured.
Guzman, hand injury, fights off. They might get a replacement, but nothing's going to be on TV.
No.
So that's that. Guzman, not sure how long not sure what this hand injury is, if it's a sprain or a break or what. Didn't get that clarified yet. Sure we'll have something on that next week. They'll let everyone know. And
Terrible that the fight's off. That was
Not
their
sure.
only fight for the week.
not sure if this is just going to be a rescheduled fight or...
Guzman will move on to something important.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what will happen with that, so
Yeah.
we'll see. Okay, also getting back to HBO networks, their network CEO didn't put his name down. Don't care.
No.
Was forced to resign for beating his girlfriend.
Somebody else was too, or somebody else did that on HBO earlier this year, I think.
Yeah. So HBO CEO forced to resign. But not Jim Lampley. Apparently it's okay if Jim Lampley, your on-TV personality, beats women. Apparently that's acceptable.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Just
I say get rid of Lampley, complete the cleanup.
Merchant, your days are numbered. One
Yep.
more show. Thank goodness.
We're campaigning to get Lampley off there.
Yes.
Put us on there.
Yeah, absolutely. With Max. There's your team.
There's your team. Absolutely.
Yes.
I
People
agree.
who know
Then you'll have three people
Yeah.
that actually know what they're talking
people
about.
who know that landed punches mean more than thrown punches.
Absolutely. And who scored the
Yeah.
fight correctly.